Welcome to the AggroCast. It's episode 74, and I'm Brian Bentley. It is day 2 of E3, and with me is your very, very tired but full of tacos AggroGamer team, David Becker and Ben Wynn.
What's going on?
Win-win!
So I saw the win-win in action tonight. Picking up the ladies who already have boyfriends.
Yes.
Better
Whatever.
than picking up the ladies who already got penises.
Oh, hey.
I didn't see lip service there.
Oh, dude.
Dude. Yeah. Anyway,
we do not endorse that on the AggroCast.
Yeah, exactly. Nice
Hopefully.
job. Yeah. So
My bad.
anyway, it's day 2. Basically, just getting down on the show floor, getting into some appointments. We're going to try to make this quick. So let's get into it right away. We had some appointments this morning with 2K Games. Ben. Well, first off, I got coerced into playing new Carnival games. And after a good 5 minutes with it, I'm pretty much going to tell you it's going to sell millions of copies, and it's not very good.
So it'll sell millions of copies and then collect dust forever.
Well, I'm sure that individuals and with kids in the 5 to 7 bracket, I'm sure they will get plenty of gameplay opportunities. And overall, they had kind of a neat little unlocking system. But the truth is, it's going to sell like the first Carnival games for the same reasons. And that's it. And it is what it is at that point. After that, we actually started the appointments in 2K. I started with XCOM. And anyone who's a huge fan of the original game, yes, it is going first person, but it's going to go in a way I think you're really, really going to like. There is still strategy element involved. You still have to pick up research and like in money and stuff, so you can continue research. They didn't really have a whole lot to show, but what they showed, the mission hub was really cool, and how they go about it, and they really went after a 50s idyllic America vibe, and down to the very tiniest details, and they really, really picked up on a lot of stuff. Maybe these guys are just big fans of Mad Men, I don't know. But it really really in the details. I think you guys are really going to like it, and you will not be disappointed. So I'm really looking forward to more of that. So Ben, talk to us about Spec Ops The Line.
Spec Ops was pretty much a new military type shooter that really it was just what's that one movie that I'm trying to think that it was almost the same setting where it's pretty much the world ended and the world's covered in sand and you're
Tank Girl?
Okay, I'll live with that. I'm that tired that I'll live with that. No, it's you're the special ops that, from what they showed at the demo actually, was you're a team of 3 trying to rescue your one of your other teammates or whatnot, and it was just, to me, a plain shooter, another shooter with a interesting twist of whatever actions that you do in the game can affect the ending. And it was just, I like that part. It's just that everything else just seemed blah.
Yeah. It's definitely, they're really going for the very mature audience. We heard the words, I think we heard fuck 6 or 7 times during this very short 20-some minute demo.
Sounds like it's got promise.
Yeah. At least when the guy who was playing, he had no mercy. There were guys running away and he was shooting them in the back.
Yeah.
They're running away, he's just boom, boom, and he's just knocking them down. I'm like, okay, well, apparently that's how we roll here.
There's choices in the game that whether you want to wait it out or you just go gun blazing. It fits the different type of play style for many people out there. So the one where they showed towards the end where they have a hostage in front of the guy that you're trying to rescue. and the dialogue was going back and forth like, I'm going to take the shot, and your other two teammates are like, don't do it, just wait, be patient, and like at that moment when you take control, you get either wait or you just boom,
and you can pick who you shoot. Like the guy in the thing shot the guy who was in charge of this little operation.
Mm-hmm.
He could have just as easily have shot the guy holding our hostage that we need. Because what ended up happening is the guy who was still left over ended up shooting our hostage, the one we needed, at the end of the demo. So it was like, oh. Well,
could he have shot the hostage in the first place?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know. He could have played it differently.
Yeah, I don't know what he would have done. So, I really like the one thing I will say is that it's in the city of Dubai and it's covered in sand, and you can actually use the sand to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for instance, there were like 7 guys all like bunkered up, and he actually put a sticky bomb on one guy, and the guy ran away from him towards their group and actually blew up a wall, and then all this sand dumped down and killed all those guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool, but the rest of it, I mean, my comment to Ben when we left was, you've already forgotten about this game.
Yeah. It was just like, as soon as you walked out, I was like, and I tweeted about it too. I was like, I'm on the fence, but from the distance between me and the fence is pretty long.
Yeah.
So, like I say, it's a pretty generic first-person shooter. I mean, it's almost got that Mass Effect feel of choosing, but it's just
but without the RPG elements and the fun.
But I'm sorry. I'll give them credit though, because there was a glitch in the demo that they did address while they were showing the demo.
What was that?
One of your teammates died, and the dialogue was like, didn't know whether he was there or not, so it was just like going back and forth. It was like
the guy who was still alive was still talking to the other guy, even though the other guy was dead. It was still having a conversation with the right responses. If he would have been there, we would have heard both sides of the conversation. We only heard one side of the conversation.
Maybe the guy got driven insane.
Yeah.
That's how I would have twisted that if everybody was watching. Yeah, he was so grief stricken, he made up his buddy in his head.
Actually, what he doesn't know is he's also dead.
Yeah. There's a little
Sixth
kid.
Sense?
Yeah, there's a little after that, you got to do a Mafia 2 demo.
A brand new demo, different from the one that I played from PAX East, which I really like. It's just that, good thing I wasn't driving like that in real life.
Yeah, 30 seconds in, swear to God, he gets into the garage, picks a car, drives around the corner, first thing he does, hits a person. Wasn't even trying to. He just ended up running over a woman.
Yeah.
Sounds like our morning.
Wait, people do know about that. So much. I was playing Sims 3 in real life.
That's because you got that pink. They got the thing that you put on your head.
You got your little diamond. That you
No. I think the back of the shirt actually. The back of the shirt, it actually says "mess with life" or something like that. No, the first top shirt right there.
Okay.
Like if you look in the back.
We're rummaging through his luggage to play
with life.
Wow.
I was. Yeah. Anyways, no, the demo was really something where you start off picking up the phone call and say, hey, we're all set. Meet us here. You're about to infiltrate one of the other mafias, and you're gonna take out the boss. So my issue was just getting there was an issue, because within like Brian said, the first 30 seconds, run over someone, and then for some odd reason I think I try to play chicken with a semi.
Well, that seems like that's your own personal problem, hitting old ladies and playing chicken with a semi. I can't know if we can blame the game.
Hey, I thought I could win. That happened.
I don't think we can blame the game on that. We got to blame the player.
Yeah. So, cutscene part 2. where I pick another car, just wanted to try it out, and so what ended up happening is right around the same area, right before the freeway is, I run over another person. Cop saws me. I sped through the freeway, and the cop is shooting behind me. So what do? Like, at this point, my car was getting smoky and about to caught on fire. I get out, try to run to another car, and then cops came out and just gunned me down.
Are you sure you weren't so grief-stricken that you made up a new franchise for GTA there?
No. It gets better.
No. It gets better. Awesome.
It gets better. So the third time around, I finally able to cross the bridge safely and everything.
So you're just like slowly progressing.
Yes, I'm slowly progressing, slowly but surely to get there.
Maybe steps.
I see a station wagon. I'm like, why not stop, get out?
Mind you, he's in a sports car.
I'm in a sports car, so I stop, get out, and so one of the options was break window, hit the button, break window, open up the door, get into the station wagon.
Yeah, wood paneling and everything.
So I started driving.
Great upgrade.
Yes, great. No, it gets better. I have a best upgrade ever. So I start driving, and like these two cars like just stopped. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Don't get out of my way. So I get out of the station wagon, and I see this old beat up pickup truck that had like cargo in the back. Pull the guy out, which ended up being black.
Oh, and now you had to go and make it racial.
That's the first thing I said. I'm like, racist.
So, no, because I didn't know. I just pulled the guy out.
You couldn't see him.
Did you yell hate crime when you did it?
After I beat him up, I did.
Oh, okay. Okay, so not the part of carjacking.
So after I beat him up,
he gets in the car.
I get in the car, and then all of a sudden I see a bunch of red dots. Yeah, apparently a lot of people. I didn't realize that it was a gang member, so a lot of people were just shooting at me. Nowhere, it doesn't matter where I was going, they were just shooting at me.
So what Ben does is he's driving around the block. He doesn't leave the gang territory. He keeps driving around the block and they keep shooting at him.
No, I finally found a secure area, so what I do is I leave that truck and pick up another vehicle, and I finally safely ended up where I needed to be. So I turned Mafia 2 into the new GTA.
A racist GTA.
That's alright.
Roll the black guy out.
There's a bunch of racism back then.
Okay.
So one of the things that Brian did mention was like, you know, the graphics looked a little grainy, where it was like almost like the 50 Mafia type movies where.
So it was more of the style, kind of like what they're doing with the new Kane and Lynch.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So, I finally got to the point where I could actually use my gun.
Wait, you haven't been able to use a gun this entire time, pulling black guys out of trucks?
No, because I was
his fist. Actually, I thought the fighting system actually looked kind of slick.
The fighting system was really smooth, and I liked it a lot. It wasn't too technical, but you can make it technical. You can like grapple the guy and start beating him and all that stuff, but it was actually pretty smooth. I liked it a lot. So I wish I could tell more about the gunfight, but the furthest I got was getting to the boss. Your boss, you know, about to shoot him. The boss shoots your boss, and then you end up gunning down the main boss.
Wait.
This was a cutscene.
So there's like 3 bosses in one.
No.
Sorry.
No, like your boss.
Mafia boss.
Okay, so your Mafia boss.
Your Mafia boss has a gun inside the Mafia boss that you're after.
Okay.
So then what happened was, he's about to pull the trigger. The Mafia boss that you're about to shoot your Mafia boss. So so now he's injured, and then you end up gunning him down.
So where's the Dawn when all this is happening?
I have no fucking idea. I was trying to escape, and the
carjack black guys out of their trucks.
That's all part of playing. That's all the second.
That was my escape. No, actually the building was starting to fall down, and I ended up dying by a phantom NPC because I was looking around. I'm like,
damn phantom NPCs.
Okay, so I just paused it and just.
Maybe you should have recalibrated.
Yeah, I should have. No, that was my option, but I was so frustrated. I literally like put my controller down and went Xbox rage quit, and I got up and left.
Yep. That's basically it. So after that, I headed over for some Civ 5, Civilization 5. You got if you don't like the Civilization series, you can just tune out for a few seconds. But for those of you who are big into the Civilization series, there's a lot of really great, improvements to it. They changed it to a hexadecimal tile system. The menus in like the city, like organizational areas, like that is really slick, really smooth. Like menus that like it expands, it contracts, you can filter it. They've really done a lot to make the game a lot better and a lot easier to play from there isn't a lot of stuff that's buried and difficult to get to. The tech tree looks really complicated. Like a lot of options. Religion doesn't play quite as big of a role, so it's not like anybody who doesn't have the same religion as you, then they hate you. So it really worked on the enemy AI. So if you're fighting Napoleon and he's trying to keeps coming with armies and trying to attack you and he can never win, he'll actually change his strategy and try to win either culturally or diplomatically or some other way. Did get to see him nuke city. That was kind of fun. No stacking of units anymore. You at one unit per tile. That's it. So it really comes down. You really have to, manage your armies in the right way. Use ranged attacks. Before soften up units and stuff. So it looks really slick. It looks really good. I'm looking forward to getting some hands on this and getting it, playing it.
Well, at least I'm not the only one excited for Civ 5.
No.
Now, would you guys say this would be a civilization that draw people in who've never played? Because I've never played a single civilization, so pretty much it would be better.
The way that they described it to me, because I asked them this. I asked them, can this game draw new players in along with the hardcore gamers? And they said at first it'd be easy, it's easy for them to ease in because you have a bunch of tutorials. It'll let you know with the new HUD system and all that stuff. And I'm not sure if they showed you, they let you know that or anything like that. But you'll ease your way in. And for the more experienced Civ players, they'll learn it. They'll learn the new HUD system where everything is, but they can go more technical with it. So
I would say still that I would push people to play Civ Rev before picking this up because it just still seems very, very complicated.
So it's mainly a title for the fans of the series, not a...
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mods, if you create a mod, you can actually upload it and you can download it in the system itself, like in the game itself. So you don't have to go out to outside communities anymore.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, their modders apparently were really vocal about that. And they took it and they ran with it, so that's kind of cool. That's a cool feature.
It took them long enough, but
sounds like a great feature to add in.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it at 2K Games. So David, what did you do during your morning?
I hunted down Naughty Bear.
That's right.
And he didn't even show.
Oh.
I got to talk to some of the developers about the game though, and get some first on look at the game and how it works. Mm-hmm. It actually looks exactly how I imagine the game's going to be. It's definitely not going to be for like your hardcore gamers or anything. It's not going to be like just a casual game because there's a lot built into it. Like you actually have to do a bunch of things that rack up a naughty multiplier. Like believe me, naughty was used probably 500 times in like the entire presentation. That was like 10 minutes. And there's pretty much what it is there's a multiplier. You go around, you smash crap, you kill birds, you do stuff to piss off the other bears, and you get this multiplier which adds points. And the whole point of it is to play through the story, and B is naughty as you can be. Even though I don't know if they understand that naughty doesn't automatically equal murderous rampage. I mean,
Why not?
correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's kind of a difference between those two, but I guess because it's comic mischief and you're only killing teddy bears. But I mean, you pretty much like they've been touting. There's 250 different ways to be naughty, or pretty much to kill all these other bears, which also include pretty much, I would say, 3 different kill types for each weapon. One way where it's just your normal I'm hacking you to pieces. Then there's the special I've scared the crap out of you, now I'm killing you with this weapon. Or my personal favorite, which they demonstrated with the axes, I've scared you so much you've gone insane, kill yourself.
What?
So you actually watch this teddy bear that he's been rampaging and forced to witness him killing 3 other of his teddy bear's friends, and then sneaks up on him after he's trapped in a bear trap and just yells boo at him, drives the other bear insane, and this bear already had an axe in his hand, and instead of trying to confront Naughty Bear, he's like, screw this, I don't want to live anymore, and places the axe in his face. Yeah, it was hilarious. It's hard to explain, but it really does look like it's going to be a fun, just off the wall game. I mean, Fairy Tale Fights was kind of hit or miss. This one actually looks like most people like the way he described it is they marketed it for the YouTube generation, so you can go, hey, have you seen this yet? Check this out. Yeah, because it was everything he did was just, it was hilarious to watch. That, and the other cool thing is they have it set, the DLC they have set up to where it almost seems like they wouldn't need to do a sequel, that they can actually port in more levels and islands and costumes and all that stuff. And
that's cool.
Yeah. But other than that, the only other thing I really got to see was Dead Space 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when we were talking about it with the EA press conference, I wasn't too impressed with it. Even at Sony, it was still kind of iffy. Actually getting in there into the room they had done up as the Church of Unitology, I will say that January is way too far away for this game.
Wow.
It is amazing. It looks great. And even though I know we were also joking during the EA press conference that didn't look scary, I actually jumped a few times.
Wow.
Because it was like out of nowhere, something jumps down, and like they do one of my favorite things they do in every horror film, where everything, like, you've just gone through this hectic scene or whatever, and then there's no danger music, and you're like, okay, maybe I get like 3 seconds of catching my breath. Isaac takes 3 steps and attack. And he actually speaks in this game now.
So do you feel that there's more enemies in this one, where they just jump out of nowhere and you won't expect it?
I think the AI for it is, and just the placement, I think they've upped them a little more.
Okay.
Like, I know in the first one, every now and then the necromorphs would, they'd pop out of piles of dead bodies. One of the ones he was chasing down, like, they turned a corner, and you run in there, and there's just a pile of bodies everywhere. And that same necromorph just dove into somewhere, and you have no clue where it's hiding, and it randomly will jump out. Like, he walked through, and it jumped up behind him. Like, it waited for him to pass instead of like, oh, he's like 2 feet in front of me, okay, or two feet,
He's within my vision cone. I must attack now.
Yeah, it was like it actually waited for him to pass and trying to find the opportune time. And I mean, granted, yeah, they all pop out of vents still, and there's the weird baby things we all saw.
Yeah, babies.
But it looks really cool, and like they also redid the entire zero gravity functionality, because before you could jump, and that was pretty much it. Now they've added tiny jetpacks on them, so you can actually maneuver in full 3D space.
Like stabilizers?
Yeah, like stabilizers.
Okay.
Yeah. So he can actually fly around in full 3D space, and they showed it because he's trying to I think it was in the trailer after he does that long fucking fall.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to find a way back out, so he goes through and like hacks his system and actually turns off the gravity in one portion just for him to move around. And he flies through a few holes, and there was all sorts of pretty much puzzles that they weren't puzzles because it was mainly him trying to to use the existing environment to get through. But from a mechanical standpoint, it's a puzzle. Like you have to figure out when to stasis this one thing to fly through it, so you can stasis another thing and move it.
Sure.
So,
did they actually explain why your engineer guy is there again? Like,
they did not.
Okay.
I mean, the thing is, he was running. I mean, they showed one of the cutscenes. They show him running around, and it's like almost like they're trying to guide him back out to safety.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the whole story on this one actually takes place in a space city that they have built. So what I'm thinking is, he finally gets out of after he gets on the ship and flies away and all that stuff. He ends up going to this place, hopefully to find some reprieve and get everybody to go. Let's nuke the fuck out of this other place.
Yeah.
And gets there. Yeah, and gets there and finds out. Oh look, the necromorphs are here too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure exactly if it's him taking it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he's there, and the churches that are praising the little spires they found are all over the place. So I mean, maybe that's how he's taking it to him, just to destroy the churches. But
yeah, well, it was just because it was that the exact phrase. He's taking the fight to them, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know why they would say. I hope that's not the case, because that would make no sense whatsoever. I mean, unless he's taking the fight to them so he can get the hell out again.
I'm like, well, what is he, Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
The other thing too, they showed the upgraded suit, which is the one that everybody's seen in the trailers.
Mark II.
Yeah, pretty much. That does all the transformer flip out and everything.
You mean Iron Man?
Yeah, the Iron Man.
Yes.
Yeah, like the Iron Man one. Like the first half of the demo was they were running around in the original suit from the game.
Okay.
And then he gets to a point where it's pretty much, we're going to show you the store, and they open up the store, and the only thing you can buy is the alternate suit because it's a demo.
Right. There's going to be other stuff in here. We're not going to talk about that later.
So, but I will say, most of my worries about that game are, they're put to rest.
Your fears are assuaged.
I wish January was closer.
I wouldn't, because then I'd get a year older. But
it's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
So let's start talking about some of the other things we saw. Been 3DS. You got hands on. What about it?
Yeah, waited about a good 20 minutes for it, but
please.
Just 20 minutes.
Yeah, believe me, that is nothing, folks. It was at least an hour when I was there in the afternoon.
Well, I heard rumors there was like a 2-hour wait somebody had to do, or 2.5 hours.
I mean, I literally this morning, as soon as we got here, I literally beeline right to the Nintendo's just so I could avoid that long line. But 3DS, I want it now because it was just the 3D is not pop in your face 3D. It was more depth 3D where you can see the depthness of the 3D. Was
pretty much you get the depth perception and all that.
Pretty much, you see it, and I'm messing around, turning it on, turning it off, turning it on, turning it off, just to see if it can handle it, doing it that way, and you can just tell a clear difference between 3D and 2D, because you can see. I mean, it's not like you see a big flick or anything like that. You just see it right there, and it just felt really nice. The analog felt really nice where it was. The D-pad and all the buttons and everything. Unfortunately, there wasn't that many demos for it. The only demo that I got to play was the Nintendo, which was
awesome. Nintendo,
but
and cats.
Oh yeah, that was a big improvement.
But it was still with the 3D on it. You can, I'm petting the pet, I'm playing frisbee with it, and you can just see the depth.
Did it feel like a puppy was jumping out of the 3D?
Pretty much, yeah. It literally did. Wow. Like when you call for the pet, and the pet literally on the pad or actually on the screen, and you're petting it and everything, and just seeing it like much closer than you normally would. It felt that way, and the only demo that I had an issue with the 3D was the Resident Evil.
You take that back.
No.
No. Damn. Okay. I was just trying to defend Resident Evil.
No, I had the 3D on, but it was like literally I was like moving like an inch, or like whatever, like almost like a flick of a thumb. That's how much I had it, and like when I had it full 3D, I felt like I needed to bust out the Sony 3D glasses that we had yesterday and put them on to see if I can see it much better.
Wow.
Because it looked like it was like that distortion. I'm about to put them on to see it.
That's really interesting. I wonder if that's based on the software, like the company making the software, and picking out exactly the kind of range you have with the 3D. I don't know.
Actually, there was another game that I got the demo, but it wasn't like a title game. It was like one of those picture games that they had, like they're probably going to be pre-built or whatnot. So what I had to do was like they had the camera right there, so I had to. It took a picture of my my face, and like afterwards it literally like just pops open like a 3D balloon, and then it just forms everything.
Huh.
Like right in front of you. So right now I'm like my face is like a sphere, and the lady goes, "Yeah, your main object is to shoot yourself."
Awesome! A game about killing yourself.
So pretty much. So not only did it was using the 3D picture, but you were also using the motion of the DS as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to move. I'm like moving here to see where my self is, so I can shoot it, and it'll point the arrow. So I'm moving down here. I'm moving upwards. I'm moving upper left. I'm actually moving towards the ground, up. It was something else.
I'm still kind of stuck on. Yeah, the main object is to shoot yourself.
Yeah, I know. And it was pretty. It was funny because when I was like,
so you have low self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you want to feel better? Just shoot yourself. Okay, but no, like the lady that was helping me, like I was like actually shooting like forward towards her. She goes, "Don't shoot me." I'm like, I'm trying not to.
See, I'd have been like, no, I'm trying to. I love myself that too much. I can't shoot me. That's right, I'm a narcissist.
But yeah, overall, I really want this system. It's the first DS system that I really want day one. So.
All right. Very cool. What else do we see? I tried Glee karaoke. That's terrible.
You take that. Oh wait.
David.
I tried the Mario Sports. We did play the basketball. It's going to be one of those games like if you have people come over, like you will have fun with a group. You will never play this game by yourself.
So is it like Sports Resort?
Actually, it's not really like Sports Resort. It's more like Mario Strikers. You get power-ups and like
in Mario Baseball.
Bonuses. Yeah, Mario Baseball. So you pick up power-ups and bonuses and whatever. We were playing basketball and I'm Yoshi. So every time they shoot, I just jump in front of the basket and whipping my tongue around, and it basically covers the entire area of the basket, and they can't score.
Nice.
Well, that's not all that fun. That's like playing Odd Job in GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. But, I think people will have fun with it. It was definitely fun because by the end, all four of us, and I'm with three people I don't even know, we were all giving each other a hard time and like, oh, I can't believe you did that. Okay, I'm going to pass. Like, oh, how did you steal that? And, we got interacted even though we had no idea who each other was. So
that's kind of cool. I mean, there's sounds like a social game that's not marketed that way, I guess.
Yeah, but it.
So pretty much, they pretty much took the idea of the new Super Mario Brothers Wii of a 4-player, and let's throw in sports in there, and then just make it almost like a party game with it.
Yeah, kind pretty much.
Okay.
I'm sure there is more strategy to it,
Mm-hmm.
like if you actually were playing for real, but, it was easy to pick up. I mean, I think we ended up, the score ended up being 25 or 27, 26, something like that. So, I mean, we got some scoring in. I actually got to do a special move, and it was pretty fun. I mean, there's a lot to be had.
That's cool.
But it is pretty simple. I played Epic Mickey.
How was that?
It is awesome. No, really, I mean, it's really great. I only kind of got to play the actual mission level where you have to get Smee's ship from under the water because it's being held down by these anchors. So you have to go in through, and it's kind of puzzly, and that there are monsters that you have to get. And I took an approach of using ink rather than paint thinner. So what I was doing is I was throwing the paint on the enemies, and then they actually got to a point where they, turned blue, which is the color of your ink, and they actually start attacking the enemies for you because they're on your side now.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So.
And to remove the anchors, were you able to use the ink as well? Because I mean, obviously, the simplest thing would be the paint thinner to remove the anchors.
Actually, the anchors I asked that, and there is none. You have to just disappear the anchors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's no way to actually play the whole game using
just ink. No,
yeah.
you will be forced to use some thinner here and there. But I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't attacking creature. I was just basically solving a puzzle. I'd make the anchor disappear, then the rope slides away, and the ship starts raising some more.
Okay.
So that was.
Well, I was just curious to see if because I know they were talking that you can pretty much use ink or paint thinner for everything in the game, not like you weren't being forced to choose one or the other.
Yeah, I think this was he didn't really say it this way, but I kind of got the impression that it was just one of those things. There was just no way of creating something to get rid of the anchor. Like there just wasn't. Though
create scissors or bolt cutters and cut them free.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not sure.
Too easy.
I don't know about that necessarily, but I mean there was just a lot that just gave the feel of it and like the tactile controls. I will say that the camera was a little wonky. I found myself with my thumb always on the D-pad trying to get the camera behind me. Mm-hmm. Especially when I'm like either they had like this the robotic creatures, they're not cartoon characters, so you can't just paint them away. You have to like find a way of destroying them with your melee attack. So I finally destroyed one. It took a long ass time to do it, and then another one just appeared. I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, well, you see, he's like, you need to destroy the main machine, otherwise it'll just pop out a new one. And I'm like, oh, well, I wish you had told me that before I went through this 10-minute battle with this thing. So it was just a lot of fun, and I think it's going to give you a really good reason to get rid of the Wii, or get rid of the Wii, to dust off your Wii and get it back out again. There's just all these little things, and that put it all together. It's going to be a very good game.
It's going to be epic.
I don't want to be that guy.
I'll be that guy.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be epic.
Well, I'll be this guy then. Well, I have breaking news from Jamie saying that Andy is passed out, drunk on the floor. His phone was dead and didn't have any of our numbers.
Fantastic.
So did he have a taco?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll get to that.
I'm guessing not.
So, just the last thing for me, of course, was, and David was with me, playing GoldenEye, GoldenEye Wii. I really wasn't kidding. I'm very, very serious. They just slightly up-res the 64 version.
All right, cool.
You would say that was up-resed?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think so. It looked identical, except for the Bond character. That was it.
So I already played and beat it, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, I don't have to buy it again. All right, sweet. No going on eye from me.
It was, I mean, and Odd Job is so overpowered, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
While I was trying to figure out the controls, the guy killed me once, and it was just a 1v1, and then I took him down 10 times, because I'd shoot him a couple times, and like, so that he would be like, ugh, and he would panic a little, and then I just throw the hat at him. And I actually nicked his shin once, and he died.
Yeah.
God.
It was bad.
I'm hoping they fix that.
It was, I told the guy, I'm like, Odd Job is way overpowered. He's like, no. He's like, it'd be different if you were in a 4-player match. I'm like, no, it really wouldn't be. Because I'd be shooting one guy and whipping the hat at the other guy. I'm like, it's a one-hit kill. It's just too far. The distance is too far. And
yeah, because I remember seeing you throw that hat like almost across the entire level.
Like down an entire hallway.
Yeah. And then it's stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
When the guy ran past it or whatever, I was like, that doesn't seem very short distance.
No, it was. So I'm still saying that if you love this game and you have these great nostalgic feelings for it, and you feel like wasting your money, I mean, buying this game, go for it. But otherwise, I don't see any reason to buy it.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I don't either.
So that was pretty much the last game I played. Anyone else?
I went to see and played a little bit of Lucha Libre.
Oh, right.
The most mediocre game that I saw on the show floor because, well, here's the main reason. Graphically, didn't look that bad. Graphically, it could have, I think it could have been, I think it's less in par with the WWE titles that's out there, but just the movement, the ring that they had, which was the TNA Octagon ring. They used that ring for something.
What?
Oh, you never seen TNA, right?
I have, but why would they use it?
Yeah, I don't know either. I was hoping like the four-sided ring, but no, they didn't.
5-sided ring.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Of course.
And just the movement felt really, really sluggish for a tradition down in Mexico where it's fast-paced, acrobatic, and story-driven. Yeah, you got none of that whatsoever. You're literally moving like almost like slow motion, like.
Well, when is the game supposed to come out? Did they say?
Later this year.
Oh.
This week.
Oh.
like literally, I think within the next 2-3 months, it's
holiday
supposed
season?
Yeah, I was gonna say holiday.
Holiday season, folks.
Holiday 2010.
But no,
So no chance it was just a severe development in prog.
No, it was. I had difficulty just trying to find how to pin my opponent, which I later on found out you have to hit R1 and L1 together.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
We're playing Heavy Rain.
Yeah. At one point I thought I was
Jason.
No. I literally at one point I was, because I was like all these different combinations that I'm like, what? And it was like really weird. I found myself like literally sliding out and inside the ring the majority of the time.
Well, at least they made that easy.
Yeah, they made that easy, but it was like I was getting frustrated. And I'm like, I'm going to see this. At least I got a cool luchador mask out of it, though.
Yeah, you did. That's very cool.
But it was awful. The presentation was awful too.
So it's not going to equate a buy. Just for the mask.
Are they going to give a mask in every game?
If they do, I hope the game would be at least $15, because at least it'd be worth it.
Oh. Wow, that's a glowing recommendation.
I
No, that's fine. I mean,
I can't. Like I said, it's mediocre at best. I mean, if you're into luchador wrestling, you will be very disappointed with this game.
So pretty much get the WWE and
You're
play Rey Mysterio.
You're better off doing that way, to be honest with you.
Wow. That's bad because you had such high hopes for it too.
I did. At one point, I sort of
It's because
did.
you didn't get in the ring. That's why that game sucked.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me at all. I asked. They wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I'll sign a waiver.
I would have signed a waiver and everything, but no, they wouldn't let me. Other than that, then right afterwards was they had the Konami had the concert with Redman and Method Man, which it was just. Let me put it this way: let's just say that concert helped everyone else in the Expo, so they would not go near the Lucha Libre, which was literally across away from it. But it was, since I was already there, and I couldn't really get through anywhere because it was like I was being surrounded by people at that point.
There's always a way to get through.
You do.
Yeah.
I can't be that guy. I'd be like, all right.
You just declare a mosh pit rule, and whatever goes.
But
as long as you declare it, it's okay.
I did.
No offense.
Yeah, exactly.
You just can't say anything you want if you say no offense. Yeah, you can.
But I did tape a couple things from the concert. But afterwards, I went right straight to the Sony booth and tried the Move.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the only thing I can say is a much improved Wii controller.
Wow. Another glowing recommendation from Binwin.
I tried this the shooting game, which is literally I literally had it point out and everything. And
did they have the gun attachment, or was it just holding the?
No. Well, actually, it was funny because at one point in the shooting game, which is pretty much you're a director, you're filming this western, and you're shooting enemies and whatnot, and they're made out of wooden cardboards or whatnot.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
so
that's Hollywood magic.
Yeah, and I know it's Hollywood magic, but at one point, towards the end of stage 1, which is pretty much, they ask you to draw away your weapon. So when it waits to say draw, you draw, and then shoot. So because when you put the move down, there's a little icon at the bottom saying, hey, your move is not on the screen. So it does recognize that, and then boom.
So pretty much it'll tell you if you're trying to cheat.
Exactly.
So, I guess the only thing I can say is, did you try doing it where you put your hand in front of it so the camera couldn't see it?
I thought it was like an RF.
Yeah, I thought.
Well, no, because they also say the eye tracks the color of the ball.
Actually, no, I should have tried that. I might go back because I was standing in line and they were asking people, "Who's here willing to try anything?"
And of course you were.
Well, because
doesn't matter what it was.
No, because I just wanted to get my hands on it and get the feel for it and everything, and because everyone else was there for the fighting game or for the fighting part, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not waiting that long because the Expo was closing really soon.
Can you play Sorcery? That's the one I want to play.
I have not seen Sorcery.
I don't think I know.
That's the one I want to play.
If Sorcery was there, I would have waited like 2 hours to play that game. But the Move, I do want to try Sorcery to see anything else. But all I can say about that game is a way better Wii controller. That's about it. So I didn't feel any different with it, except that it is truly 1-to-1 to what you're doing. Other than that, I was just hoping more.
Would you say they delivered on all of their promises and all the speculation they were putting out there?
Actually, yeah, I can say that because at one point I literally when I had the Move in front of me, and at one point and knife was coming my way, I literally had to kneel down to duck.
So pretty much, yeah, okay.
And then go up. So it was, everything that they said was pretty true.
Okay.
So
it's good to know.
Splatterhouse.
Yeah, Splatterhouse is definitely another game I saw, and I'll bring that one up there as well. Splatterhouse, if you're looking for a bloody good time, Splatterhouse is definitely right up your alley. I hopped in there and, I mean, the control scheme pretty much your standard, like Dante's Inferno, God of War. You have a light attack, the heart attack, magic, special attacks you can do by holding down the triggers and all that stuff. Didn't really get to hear anything that was going on because they didn't have the TV turned up loud and the convention space was ridiculously loud, but definitely got covered in a lot of blood the entire time.
So do you feel like it keeps true to the originals, like to the previous titles?
I honestly can't say.
Okay.
Because actually, there was one really cool thing that they brought up there is the entire time, like the first section of the demo, you're playing a full 3D, and then you fall through a floor through a cutscene, and you slam down, and literally he's like, what does he say? He says something, but he's pretty like, I'm back to my old roots, and like you have a small section of side scroll.
Oh, nice.
And it's like you're punching enemies, and you have the ceiling caving down and stuff like that, and you've got to like move back and forth to do the basic side-scrolling thing, and you're on a conveyor belt. So I mean, they're definitely giving throwbacks to the original, but it is, I would say, it's probably going to be a completely different title from the original. I mean, story and everything, but they definitely give the little, we have the original, original game side-scrolling, all that stuff.
But the feel, I guess, is
I mean, it's in there, and I will say with the short amount I did play with it, it's if you were a fan of just the genre, not even just the franchise, you will love this game.
Awesome.
I honestly don't know what else to say about it because words cannot describe everything that I got to see in that. I mean, I can't even put that. Maybe it's because I'm tired too. But
he's tearing a little bit, folks. Just so you know,
there are tears of blood.
Oh. Nice.
So, but the other one too, I got to actually play a little bit with, and I'm a fan of the film franchise for the movie Saw 2, the video game. Kind of curious on how that project got greenlit because the first game really wasn't all that. And the one thing I liked about the first one is you're pretty much playing what happened to Danny Glover's character at the end of the first film. Apparently the story for the second one is his son doesn't know what happened to him, so he's trying to find out what happened. And couldn't hear anything that was going on because of Def Jam and Konami trying to pimp out the Redman and Method Man concert, so I couldn't hear any of the story, but they introduced a couple of the new traps and stuff like that they have in there, and a couple of new enemy types, which seemed a little bit over, like, they took the difficulty of the game and ramped it up for no good reason.
Awesome.
Like before you'd open a door and you'd have the little thing come down and you have to like press whatever button was on the trap to disable it. Now you have to do that, and there's like 3 other button presses you have to do in the same amount of time.
Oh wow.
And if you fail, like the guy that was playing before me kept failing over and over, and it wasn't like the standard you have a shotgun above you, you're gonna blow your head off. This one, you open the door up and a huge blade comes flying down and impales you in the stomach.
Fantastic.
And then there's like the new enemy which they had. They called the Rammer. I don't know why. Well, I know why, but they could have chosen a different name. It's pretty much a guy that's in a straitjacket with a cage over his head that has spikes on it. And the best thing I could think is he was told that if he can kill you by headbutting you to death, he gets free. So like there's like a small side mission where you have to trick him into running into a open elevator shaft. Yeah, it was weird.
Okay.
So I don't have really all that high hopes for it. But I mean,
considering the bar was so low at the beginning,
exactly. I'll probably give it a good playthrough just to see what they had as far as story goes. I mean, that's why I wanted to play the first one.
Right.
Was not too thrilled with the gameplay and mechanics of it, but the story for it was really, really cool. So
That's good.
But other than that, I think that pretty much covers most of the stuff I got to actually put my hands on, because everything else was, wait an hour and a half line to see us play Mortal Kombat.
That's it? You don't get to play it?
No,
you just have to watch it.
You get to go in and watch the devs play it.
Oh, fuck that shit.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's
Confirmed.
what I'm assuming,
because
they were only letting like 6 media people who had an appointment, and then like 15 of the general admittance as well, because the line was wrapping around Warner Brothers.
Well, I know tomorrow I'll be seeing Front Mission Evolved at the Square Enix booth, as I was attacked and basically told I need to play this game by someone who obviously must be on the project.
Yeah.
This tonight, because while we were all standing in line for tacos.
Yes.
So we go to this party, and thankfully we got in for free.
It was supposed to be $150 per person, mind you.
Yeah. And because we had some specialty code thing, we got in for free. So we go in there, and then Ben and I...
Look at me when you guys say that.
And Ben and I stand in line for probably, I don't know, a good 15, 20 minutes to get a drink. And, let's just say that this alcohol, their hard alcohol was so bad that it's envious of real alcohol in bars. It is the lowest of the low. You have to find the worst convenience store ever to sell you this liquor. It was not good. And
brother's choice.
The DJ, I didn't really catch the name of who was spinning, but
I don't care.
It was not good.
He had no showmanship at all.
Except he had a keytar.
He had a keytar, but he was using it to play a song that was based on George Bush's, the one phrase he said about going on the internets.
Yeah. I don't know if somebody told him that it was for a video game party or tech party or something, and he was trying to find techie things or something to connect it. And then there were these two go-go girls that had... I'm not even sure why they were there.
They were just moody. That's what it looked like. They were just up on stage, just there.
The funny part is the party was hosted by Big Point, which I'm going to see tomorrow for Battlestar Galactica.
Sure.
Kick somebody in the nuts for that.
I want to ask them so you're gonna host a party and you're about to release Battlestar Galactica online. Why was it not a Battlestar theme?
They were robots. The guy kept talking about robots.
What was it? Robot.
Robots engaged. For 20 minutes.
Oh my
These robots
God,
were engaging.
Just fucking shoot me now.
That's going to be the next proposition here in California. Robots should be able to marry.
That's my $6, and her name is Sony.
That is not right. Not right at all. But anyway, so they tried to pack in, for a space that probably should have only been holding 50 to 60 people, they were trying to cram 100 people into this thing.
Yeah.
Fire codes were definitely being broken.
If that. I would say there was probably more people than 100 there.
I mean, it was so stuffy. Just sweat started rolling down. So I'm I'm going outside. I need to get some fresh air. So I go outside to get some fresh air, and I'm just sort of standing there for a while. And then, these guys come out, and so David and I decided to get some tacos, because really, there was nothing else to do.
Except for sit there and watch Win-Win.
Oh God!
See, I was trying to give him some space. I mean, he is pretty talented with the ladies, so you got to let him have his due. The Win-Win was on, so we excused ourselves and went and got in the taco line.
Yeah. While you're looking at me, I'm looking at you guys we're getting tacos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, still in the conversation. I'm hearing her. I'm agreeing to what she's saying, but I'm also acknowledging to you guys. Yes, I see you guys. Yes, I know you're gonna get tacos. You can go now.
Yeah, that's just how the win-win works. So we get our tacos and we just walk across the street because it was just getting crowded by the taco stand thing. I don't know. So we started eating them. Now, mind you, these tacos are fantastic.
They were fantastic tacos.
It's ridiculously good. And then we started looking across, and basically everybody at the party was most likely outside on the sidewalk, either in taco line or smoking or just standing around. And
next to the porta potties.
Yeah.
Where the taxis were pulling up, yeah.
And I'm looking at this throng of people, and I'm just like, I have no idea how all these people got here, and it was just too many people. It was poorly organized.
Well, after a while, when you guys were going out, and I was about to, shortly, right behind you guys, I noticed the guy that took our tickets was not there no more.
No, he was.
Was he? Because I did not see him.
I saw him just before we left.
Yeah, he was trampled, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I left, I did not see him at all.
Yeah, the people who were that were hired to be the event, pretty much the event staff there, I feel so horrible for them.
Yeah.
Like the one guy who's yelling at everybody every 15 seconds to get out of the street.
Yeah.
And onto the sidewalk. It was like, how stupid can people be?
That was the only way to walk though, because the sidewalk was so full of people just standing there. It was a bad situation.
It was a bad party, and hopefully I can probably talk to someone about them.
Can we get a refund?
I'm like,
tell them the tacos were awesome. Everything else sucked.
Yeah.
The tacos were awesome.
Next time, make sure you have the tacos and reevaluate everything else.
Or at least, I don't know, get a bigger hall?
Well, there was some dude's warehouse that was attached to his house.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It was really weird.
I got a tweet by one of my friends who goes, "Yeah, I'm here and I'm unimpressed."
It was not good.
It was just not. I mean, I'm sure people had a great time.
We just wouldn't shit on a taco guy.
Oh God!
This guy comes up to us, and I mean, he just, I'm not even sure he knew what he was saying. He's like, "Come on, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We gotta tacos. I mean, tacos. What tacos?" I'm like, "Okay." He's like, I can't believe it. There's tacos. I'm like, well, and I was just like, well, I kind of feel bad for the guy because he lives here. Don't feel bad for him. You shouldn't feel bad for him. You should
shit on his taco.
You should be shit on his couch. You should be shit on his couch. And I'm just like, what? He's like, and then all of a sudden, so David says something about the tacos. He's like, but come on, the tacos were good. He's like, you should shit on his taco. You know what I mean?
I just wanted to say to him, because I know it's going to sound a bit racist, but it's like, why is there tacos everywhere in LA? And I'm like, oh, we are living in we're in Southern California right now. Not far from San Diego is the border of Mexico.
Well,
and Tijuana's not that far.
To his defense, we were in Chinatown. It's
True.
just noodles and chow mein and
the smokehouse.
Yeah.
And
the smokehouse.
And barbecue.
But noodle, chow mein and fried rice, not really all that easy to serve at a party like that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Like everywhere, every place is tacos. It's all about tacos. How many tacos have you eaten?
I want a quesadilla.
And I got to the point where we couldn't do anything except stand there and let him just keep going. It was sort of like a wind-up toy, And so you pick up the toy, you wind it up, and it starts going, and you're like, "Oh man, this is really getting annoying." But you can't stop it.
Yeah.
You have to just let the key run out. That's all we did. We just let it run out, and then it walked away.
Yeah.
So that was the adventure for day 2. I'm not really sure we're gonna be able to get one in because you guys will be driving tomorrow. So
yeah.
For day 3. So we don't know when we're gonna be doing the next one. If nothing else, hopefully this weekend. And just keep reading AggroGamer and pay attention to our tweets or aggrogamer.com/E3. Rate and review us on iTunes. You guys have anything else?
No.
Just be on the lookout for our hands-on impressions, like write-ups and stuff that we're not covering right away on this podcast or the next one.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's it for us. It's episode 74 of the AggroCast. Peace.
Catch you all later.
Have a good night.
Win-win.